Hi friends, I don't know if you're like me, that you're already tired of winter. We are about a month into winter and we still got a ways to go. But today we're going to take a little break from winter and we're going to push those wintertime blues away by making a fun, festive, summertime inspired dish. We are going to make a Hawaiian teriyaki chicken and pineapple boat. We're going to go ahead and season and cook our chicken and watch the whole thing to see what we do. We'll cut open this pineapple, serve our fun dish into that, and we'll also make some non-alcoholic pina coladas so that it's family friendly and everybody can get in on the fun. And we'll watch some of our favorite summertime flicks, play some games, have a little picnic. So the first thing we're going to do is prep our pineapple for our chicken and pineapple dish. It's a teriyaki chicken and pineapple. And I'm just splitting this right down the middle because we're going to use the pineapple for our serving dish. Now I also have some really cute, summertime dish serving bowls that I could use. I wasn't the happiest with the pineapple leaves, so we'll see if I decide to use the serving dish or the bowls, but for the video's sake and for presentation I wanted to do this. So when I came home from the market, I went ahead and these leaves, I don't like the way they look. Sometimes you try to pick the best, but see, I'm not that thrilled with that. We'll see if we can pick some out. If I was serving this besides the family, I definitely would pick some better leaves. But let's see how the other pineapple is. But let's throw our stems that we don't want. So what we're going to do is let's see if this paring knife might be the best. I have a better one. I think that might work. Or this one. So we're going to just score the edges and we're going to take that middle part because we need those pineapple chunks. Now you can make this dish with canned pineapple chunks and just serve it in a really fun summertime or tropical dish. You can do that. So what I did is, let me show you. Kind of scored, well, more than scored it, cut down on the edges, and you see that, cut down all these, and then we're going to cut down the middle. That'll be easier to scoop that out. We're going to just take our knife and slide along the edges a little bit better. Let's see if we can, and then you kind of have to run your knife, be careful, but kind of take the tip of your knife underneath that and then run it along the bottom. Let's see how well we can get that out. Trying not to slice through the whole thing. Let's get a spoon. I think that might help us get it out a little bit easier. Yeah, I can feel it coming loose. You might have to work with it a little bit. You could also cut it into cut that other section in half. That might be a little easier to get it out. And I'm let me get a little closer. There we go. Be really careful with the knife though. And the inside of the bowl, if it doesn't look the prettiest, it's no big deal because we are going to be putting our pineapple and chicken, our teriyaki pineapple and chicken in there. And just cut it in half again. And if you have a much easier way to do this, that's one thing I probably should have looked at, how to do this a little bit easier. But now that center part, the core, you're going to cut. Make sure you set that aside, because you're going to, wish I had a little plate. Let me get a little plate. Because you're going to cut that out, because you won't use that part, because that's kind of real stocky, and it's not really the best to eat. I don't know that it would hurt you, but it's really like woody or stocky. I don't know what the word is. I guess not stocky, stalky. Probably woody is the best version of saying what it is. All right, so there's number one. Oh, let's put that here. Let's set that aside. I'm going to put these back in the fridge in a platter, and you can see up close. So I'm not really thrilled with this pineapple. I only bought this on the weekend, and it's the middle of the week, so I'm disappointed that this pineapple didn't hold up too well. When I got home from the grocery market, I soaked these pineapples in a little bit of water and vinegar bath just to clean them up, being we were going to eat out of them. So, or attempt to. Let's go ahead and be real careful, because your hands will get slippery with working with this. You can wash them and then dry them. And then you see in the middle is that core. And we're going to go right down the middle with that. And let's see, I'm going to cut it in half this way. Try cutting it again. Let's see if that's a little quicker to try different methods. Now, like I said, if you don't want to serve this in your pineapple boat, you want to just use a pretty bowl or platter, you can just totally peel the pineapple and cut it into chunks. And your chunks have to be perfect. Now we want to make sure we save this juice. On this side, there's a lot of juice coming out. We don't want to throw that away, because that'll flavor our chicken well. We could add it to our sauce. Now you can make a homemade sauce, or you can buy a teriyaki, your favorite teriyaki sauce. It's supposed to be a fun thing, so it doesn't have to be everything from scratch. This is just a way to incorporate something fun. I kind of, for years, so what our tradition is, when we take down the tree, or shortly after I take down the tree, I always do this kind of fun little summery thing, because it's like, you feel a little, especially right after you take the tree down, don't you just feel a little bit blue? You're like, oh, the house was so pretty, it was so full of decorations and festivities, and I mean, maybe that first week after the tree's down, you're like, okay, it's good to have the space back, but then you feel this wintertime creeping in on you, and see how it is. We're just scraped out, and we can use that. I'm just putting it into my bowl here. And let's go ahead and chop that up while we got it here. So I forgot to take some of the ones with the core. I probably should be really wearing my glasses. But anyway, I started this years ago. Oh my gosh, decades actually. I've been doing this for decades. So, yeah, after sometimes, like I said, it's when I'm taking down the tree or shortly after. It's like, all right, I'm ready for a little blast of summertime. So I'll put on my favorite old movies. I watch, let me back up this a little bit. There we go. So my favorite movie is to watch Blue Hawaii. And I watch back-to-back movies. I watch Blue Hawaii, and then I watch Hawaii Paradise Style. And that's both Elvis Presley movies. And they're kind of cheesy and corny, but I like it just because I see all that blue sand, or blue sky and water and the sand. It just gets me in that summery, beachy mode, uplift you a little bit. And then sometimes I'll make potato salad and macaroni salad, or we'll have hamburgers or hot dogs or some kind of summer recipe. Kind of what, picnic things is kind of what reminds me of the summer. So I rely on that a lot. But sometimes I'll do like pulled pork, right? Because that's we have a fun summertime barbecue. And so I thought I would do this for you, let you in on one of the fun things that we do. Maybe you'll want to start a fun tradition like that at your house. Chase those wintertime blues away. Now, some of us love winter. It's not me. But I know some of you love winter and you're like, bring on the snow, bring on the cold. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so we haven't had that many cold days. So it really is. This year is not so brutal, but I thought I would still do this because I know a lot of the country is very cold. So I'm going to wash my hands. We'll go on to the second one. One thing I'll mention is that pineapple did not yield a lot of fruit. Of course, I've left a lot behind because I have it in here. And if you want to get a little more out of there, you can. But that one's kind of soft, so I'm not going to even bother on that. But this is going to be plenty for our dish. So let's go on to this second one. Let's say cut right down the middle. And then right down the middle of the leaves, the stalk. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to Hawaii. We lived there in the early 90s, and we've been to a pineapple field. Have you ever been to a pineapple field and tried to pick a pineapple? If you have, you know what I'm going to say, right? Those suckers there's like these leaves are okay, but there's these leaves in there, they're so jagged and they bite. And you try to pick a pineapple, you got to wear gloves. Oh, this one looks terrible too, the stalk. Well, I'm not going to run to the store to get more right now, because I don't have time. So we'll see. We'll see what we end up in the end. If I'm going to end up, I don't like the way that looks. So that kind of put a damper on my plan. I could just, let's just cut that one off. Doesn't have to have the leaves. We still can have the nice pineapple bowl. And actually it might be a little easier to handle. Let's see, what did I do with that other little knife? Oh, here it is. All right, so we're going to go along the edges. Cut down through. Don't cut all the way to through the skin. It's a little tougher where that core is. All right. Cut down to the middle. You know what? I should have just, where that middle is, I should just cut that out completely. There. All right, let's scoop out. So what we're gonna do is we're basically gonna just grill up some chicken breast. I picked some already chicken tender strips, and we'll season those up. We got some snow peas. We've got a little bit of carrot and a little bit of toasted sesame seeds, and we'll coat that mixture with that. And let's see, what else are we going to put in there? You can put, you don't have to put snow peas. You can. A lot of people sometimes will make the chicken teriyaki with a little broccoli. That would taste yummy. I thought, let's do snow peas for a change. They're good. Snow peas or sugar snap peas. Can't remember which one I have. I'll take a look at that in a moment. So you're just going to cut your pineapple, bite-sized chunks. If you were, you would make it look a little nicer if you're just doing, like a, maybe you're going to have some company over, entertain. But if we're just going to do like a family day or family night, you don't have to be as fussy about it. Cutting off those stems, and you can feel the difference because the pineapple part, you can feel the softness of it, and that core is kind of hard. The trick is getting the right knife in there. This one's a little bit too big. Not a lot of juice out of this side. So I'll tell you, when I was a kid, let me give you a little story about why Elvis Presley movie. So when I was a kid, my dad, he loved Elvis Presley movies and records. He had a lot of albums, and how he was a singer, not a professional singer. He always was singing at home. I can remember him singing and playing his albums. And I remember everybody was, that was in the 70s, and everybody was nuts over Elvis Presley. And I did not care for him at all, really. But as I got older, and I think it's my dad passing, and just after a while of watching those movies all the time, sometimes when you're a kid, you're like, I don't like this. But then when you get older, you learn to appreciate. So I think it was more, I don't know, the sentimental aspect, but I ended up, gosh, yeah. I've probably been watching Blue Hawaii Paradise Hawaiian style. Oh my gosh, probably close to 40 years. So it's kind of my tradition. So there's a little plug for Elvis Presley and some of those fun little movies. So this is how this one, so here's the difference. So if you got some nice leaves, do it this way, or you could just do it like this. Really doesn't matter. We're just going to carve those out. We'll finish doing that, put them in the fridge, and we'll go on to cooking. The nice thing with the stem off, You can go down in here a little bit better, right? I probably should have taken a little bit more from the sides, but. And I'm going to feel where that core is. I'm going to, your knife will be able to go down into the pineapple better when you're, instead of that core, because that core is harder to pull out. Yeah, you know what? With the stem off, you can really get into that pineapple a lot better. And I've seen it served both ways, with the stem on, without, so. Of course, I should turn my camera to the other side. There you go. You can see me getting down in there. I didn't get this totally evenly cut, so I got some of that core. Let's see. That's good. So we can use some of this pineapple for our dish and some for our pina coladas. Now, our traditional pina colada was, I think it's pineapple juice, a little coconut cream, and some rum, but we're not going to put the rum in because this is going to be family. Oh, that's the whole thing is the core. And I love the flavor of pineapple and coconut. I don't know about you. Oh, I had too much of the core. There we go. I got a lot of meat still of the pineapple. Now be really careful because your hands get so slippery in this. I just put that in here. This one I totally, let's make the same as I had this stem off. There we go. All right, let's wash it up, clean up so we can get cooking. We're ready to get cooking, and this won't take long. This part, really, the prepping probably takes you mostly the longest. So I cut up some chicken tenders, and into little bite-sized pieces. Let's season those. I got a little bit of coconut oil. You can use whatever oil you have on hand in yours, and we'll probably put like a half a teaspoon or 3/4 of a teaspoon on that. A little black pepper. Like a half a teaspoon of that. And normally I would say use fresh ginger, but guess what? I had 2 big bulbs of ginger, but they were not good. So got to have a little ginger. So I'm going to put like a 1/4 teaspoon into my chicken here. Normally I wouldn't even add it to the chicken. I would add it to the sauce. But I was like, well, I can add some to the sauce, but I thought for maximum flavor, let's try putting it on the chicken. So let's see, is this ready to? We're not quite there. Let me heat it up a little bit and we'll start in a moment. But while we're waiting for that, some of the things I did was I cut up some carrots. This is probably like 1.5 to 2 carrots. I did a whole bunch for some other things too. So what I basically did is, they're not quite julienne, but they're close to it. And then you don't have to do this, but I served some, ooh, got a little bit of grease on that burner. Let me wipe that up. I'd served these on a vegetable platter, so I had leftovers. But sometimes when you use the raw carrot, they're so crunchy, they're hard on the teeth. So I just took those carrots and I boiled some water and I blanched them for 1 minute, then took them right out of the water and put them in an ice bath so they would stop cooking. And that just made them nice, a little bit tender. They still have a little bit of a crunch to it, but I'm going to use those. And I think this oil is ready for, yeah. Let's just dump that in here. I probably didn't even need quite that much oil. Let me get my spatula. I think that will work better. And we're really just going to saute these or brown these. Just take a few minutes, and then we'll put them on a separate plate, and we'll do our vegetables. And actually, you know what? I think we can do the vegetables all. You don't even have to remove it. Sometimes, depending on what vegetables you have, like if I had little broccoli flowerets, those are a little more substantial and hearty, and so I might have to take the chicken out and put it on a separate plate, cook the veggies, and then cook the veggies and then add the chicken back to the pan. So while we're doing that, let's go ahead and mix together our sauce. So we're going to add I don't have, well, I do have soy sauce, but I decided to try to use this coconut liquid aminos. This is like a soy-free seasoning. Now it doesn't, I was thinking, oh, I wanted to make this kind of gluten-free. Oh, it does say gluten-free. So yeah, so we're good. We're good. That's what I wanted. So we need about 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup. We'll see how much. So I used a whole pack. I'm trying to think. I have to look at how many ounces this was. But it was a medium-sized pack of chicken tenders. It's going to go a long way because we're adding some veggies to it. And then I've already pre-cooked some jasmine rice, and we're going to put that in our bowl also. And rice vinegar would be a great alternative, but just put a couple, let's see, probably 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar because I don't have any rice vinegar. All right, and then we're gonna put about a teaspoon of sesame oil in there. And I don't have any fresh ginger, but I'm gonna put a few sprinkles of this ground ginger. I'll tell you, all my ginger. I even had like sushi ginger in a jar, and I thought, oh, looked in my pantry. I'm like, do I have any? And I'm like, oh, good. It expired in 2023. Yeah, one of my projects is cleaning out that pantry. You ever see on Facebook? I saw some little reel of this gal. She's at eating out of the fridge at your parents' house, and she was eating some olives or pickles or something, and then she looked at the date. It was like 3 years old. Like, sometimes we can be guilty of it. I hate to admit it, and I'm one that tries to keep organized, but there's some stuff that gets way in the back, but I'm getting better. Okay, so we're gonna put a little bit of garlic. We only have a half a teaspoon, but if you really like garlic, go ahead and load it on there because I think it would be better with 1. But my hubby doesn't like. And we've got, how much brown sugar do I have? 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. You can use honey also instead of. All right, and let's give that a shake up. Shake, 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 shake your sauce, shake your sauce. All right, I know. Corny. Let's get that a good. And this chicken's almost done. And I do have my rice in the fridge. I'm going to have to warm that up in the microwave. And when I made my rice, what did I do? I added a little chicken stock just to give it a little extra pizzazz. So on my dish, I decided to use sugar snap peas, but you could use whatever green vegetable. I first was thinking, oh, maybe I'll do green pepper. And then I was like, nah. I just said, my husband, I think he doesn't like cooked peppers as much. So I was like, these will be nice. Gotta try it. Have you ever seen those? These are like dessert veggies. I don't know, is peas a veggie or a legume? I haven't checked it out. But they got these cute little sweet peas. And you know, I'm not a fan of peas, but I love these sugar snap. How can you not? See, they got those cute little peas in there. Oh, so good. So I would say this is about done as far as we can put our veggies in there. How simple is this? I probably should have cut these carrots a little smaller, but I didn't. And that's pretty, isn't it? Let's cook this for a couple minutes. Might want to add a little extra salt because we added the veggies, not too much. You can always add some later, but you do need a certain amount. A little pepper. Now let's see if I've got everything. Now there's the sauce. I'm trying to remember if I add the cornstarch to the sauce. I can't remember. let's do this. Let's see if, you know what, I'm going to add a little, actually, you know what, let's add a little pineapple juice to that. That's one thing I forgot. Hello, big no-no. Pineapple chicken. And I'm forgetting the pineapple juice. I did get some canned pineapple juice because I was concerned if I would have enough juice from my pineapples, because we also are making virgin pina coladas. Let's clean up this mess. Splatting all over the place. All right, let's get. That's what I was forgetting. I can't believe I almost forgot the pineapple juice. I mean, we are going to have the fresh pineapple, which is going to be like amazing, but we want our sauce to definitely taste. And this is not out of date. I just bought it. That's the only thing about if you're getting a little bit into prepping. Like, I'm a semi-prepper, I call myself, because I do buy things ahead because I'm like, you know, if there ever was some kind of emergency or catastrophe, I want a little bit of things on hand. We're going to use, like, start with a 1/4 cup. And you know what? Let's add that to our cornstarch. Let's get a little whisk. Anyways, I want to make sure you stir all the lumps out of there. But yeah, so I'm like semi-prep so that I have a few things on hand. Well, it's more than a few. Let's get real. I have my pantry, which is not that big. I'll show it to you. It's really not that big. But I also have a secondary pantry, aka my bedroom closet. And then I have a third overflow, which is our office, which we got, you know, like my craft supplies and jazz like that. I also have some stuff stuck in there that won't fit my closet. So I need to go through and see what's out of date, because I'm not always not right on top of that. But my goal is I used to be a lot more. I went through the season. I wouldn't call it minimalist. I'll never call myself a minimalist. But my husband and I, when we moved from, okay, so this, before I get yapping on, this is cooked enough as far as the veggies and the meat. Let's pour our sauce on. Oh, we definitely need more pineapple sauce. That is not enough sauce. I'm going to use a whole nother half a cup. And we need a little more of this. And I'm going to put like a couple tablespoons more. Did I put the sesame? Yeah, I already put the sesame seed oil. Sesame seed oil is pretty strong. So let's pour that. Let's let that cook a minute, and then we'll add our cornstarch to that. Let's let some of them flavors get in there. Ooh, this smells good. So yeah. So when we moved from New York to Texas, and now we moved from New York to Texas in 2012, we really downsized. We had like a 2,500 square feet house, and we were going to apartment living, so we got rid of a lot. And my husband did a lot of work. Shout out to him, going through our stuff. And you know, you've got paperwork from who knows when. And the house we had, my parents used to own, so they had stuff there. So there was stuff we had to get rid of, and stuff of theirs, stuff of ours, and we really downsized. And when we moved to Texas, we only had a 1-bedroom apartment, and we didn't have a storage unit. Well, I say that. We had a storage unit in New York that we finally went back and got. But we went through that too and downsized. So I was proud of us. But now we've been in Washington State for a few years, and we have accumulated a lot of stuff. So now we got to kind of reorganize and go through and try to downsize some stuff because it gets out of control. I swear, it seems like the stuff just multiplies like rabbits. So I'm just trimming up. Can use 2 or 3 green onions because we're just going to use that as a garnish. Put that, no. Hey, on. Oh, this smells good. We'll garnish it with this. We'll garnish it with a little bit of sesame, toasted sesame seeds. You can find that in your spice aisle in the grocery market. You know, I'm going to do a couple more because I like a lot of green onion. My husband probably won't take any. So maybe will be just for me. Yeah, he won't like that. So, but yeah, you can get these toasted sesame seed. All right, let's see if I can get a close-up of this. And then we'll pour our pineapple juice in. And this will thicken that sauce right up. It's already starting to thicken up already. Does that look good or what? I wish you could smell it. Now, isn't this going to put you in the summertime mode? Now, if you feel like your sauce is getting too thick, you can add a little more pineapple juice. That is not going to hurt at all. All right, I'm going to turn this down because this is really, I'm going to add a tablespoon of pineapple. And then we're going to add our pineapple to that. Remember the pineapple we cut up? Can't forget that. Now I have half of it. This is about 2 cups in the freezer because we need that for our smoothie. But here, oh, we had plenty of fresh juice still in there. I couldn't remember. So let's see if I can get a spoon and add that too. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. Here I can see myself on the couch with my feet up, singing Blue Hawaii. I love to repeat my favorite lines from that movie. The mom, Elvis Presley's mom in that, who is Angela, oh, what's the one that she does Murder, She Wrote? Oh, I can't think of her last name. I know I hear you. Just say it a little louder so I can hear you. But anyway, she is the mother of Elvis Presley in Blue Hawaii. And she is the premise of the movie. She's married to this pineapple plantation fellow, which I don't know the name of that actor. You think I would know because I've been watching this movie for decades. I need to find that out. Anyway, let's add our pineapple. But she was originally from like the South, I think Georgia. They live in Hawaii. And she has a strong Southern accent. And she always she'd say to Elvis Presley, Chadwick, because his name was Chad. She'd be like, Chadwick, give your mama some sugar. And then, so that's one of my favorite lines. And not that you really care, but anyway. And then another favorite of line in that is Elvis Presley. He was, well, I'm backtracking a little to just give you a little bit of the story. He was in the military. He was like just on a tour duty, and he was coming back to Hawaii, getting out of I don't know if it was the Army. Anyway, getting out of the service, and the mother would always tell everybody her son was at the war, which there was no war at the time. And she would always say, my boy is going off to the war. And I just thought that was funny because Angela Lansbury, she's a great actress, and she just plays that part so good. So anyway, if you haven't watched that movie, go ahead because it's a lot of fun. It's an old time movie. Got this done. We're going to heat up the rice. We're going to put this in the bowl. Does that look yummy? That's so colorful, festive, summery. Let me clean up and we'll heat up the rice. Go on. Okay, let's go on to our pina coladas. We've got this ready to serve up in a moment, but we got to get our drinks ready. And this is going to be fun and festive. So I've taken about 2 cups of my pineapple. Oh, there's my microwave reading. Let me end that so it doesn't keep singing to me. So I've taken about 2 cups of the pineapple, and I put it, that fresh pineapple that we cut, I put that in the freezer for an hour or so, and it's not quite froze. But if it was froze, that could be a little more texture. But we'll add some ice in here. So we've got the pineapple, and we're going to put about a 1/2 cup of coconut cream. I had about 3 cups here, so. And we are going to add a little bit of lime juice just to pick it up a little bit. Just go ahead and release some of the juices by rolling it on the counter and putting your weight on it. Let's get that cut open. Get a knife here. I'll just put a little squirt of juice in there. Actually, I'm not going to even use my juicer. Let's just brighten it up a little bit. Let's go ahead and put that on the side. And if this is too thick, we can add a little coconut water. So you'll definitely want that on hand. Now, the only coconut water I have right now is with espresso. So I'm going to try not to use this. I'm not going to even open it unless I need to. And that's about, as I used all the ice I had, which is 1 3/4 cup. And let me get my little damper if I need that. And I have a Vitamix here, and we're going to just start off slow and that thing is loud. Well, let's see how thick it is if we need to. Oh no, this is perfect. I don't think we need coconut water because I like it a little bit frosty. Yeah. Now let me give it a little taste to see if we need. It is missing something. I might add a tad more coconut to it. Well, it's good, but it's missing something. Not enough coconut for my liking. So I don't want to make it too thin, but I think we'll be all right with that other 1/2 cup. So it's like 3/4 cup of coconut cream. And that's what I'm using. You can buy those cans of coconut. This is coconut milk. So actually, probably the coconut cream might have been a little bit better. It has that fat on the top, but let's give it a little more mix. We'll serve those in some pretty cups with a little fun straw. And there we have summer in the winter. Let's assemble those chicken teriyaki. Okay, let's assemble these. And I'm going to use the pineapple because that's kind of what I started out with. So let's go ahead and I want this colored a little bit. Let's use the best ones we got. And if you find it discolors a little bit, just peel that out. That's what I'm going to do. Well, all right, let's go ahead and assemble these. So we're going to take some of our rice that we reheated, and I'm going to put that on 1/2. You know what? Let's fill this part first. Well, no, I think we need this to hold it up. So let's put this on the end. It's a little more tricky because we don't have the stem on the end, which would hold this in nicer. So note to self, if you choose to use the whole pineapple, just make sure you get one that has really nice leaves. Of course, sometimes when you cut it open, you don't know what you've got until you do cut it open. Put some of the rice in there. I think this can easily make 4 servings. And yeah, let's use a separate spoon for the. I'm trying to clean up the rice there. I want it all over the plate, but we're going to put them on individual plates anyway. Let's get a nice mixture of everything. And if you want, you can put some of this sauce on your rice. But there we go. So let's take a look at that. Let me get a close up. Oh, here's our little close up. Now, doesn't that look fun and festive? We're ready for summer. At least a day of summer. So let's give this a taste. Now on mine, I put the toasted sesame seeds on top. So let's pour our pina coladas. I'm going to say this is probably enough for 4. Let's get a little festive straw. Now you can make a garnish on there if you want, but let's use a pretty little straw. All right. I'm going to put mine on a plate. Ooh, might need 2 hands. Now, is that fun and festive for the summer? Kind of beat those wintertime blues. Watch your favorite summer movie. Have a get together with family and play some board games. Let's see if I can get a piece of chicken here. Mmm. This is fun and fruity and sweet and savory. The pineapple has a bit of crunch. Your vegetables, a tiny bit of crunch. And it tastes yummy with this rice. So, mm, that's what I imagined. Mm, that's good. Okay, let's go on to our Pina Colada, our non-alcoholic Pina Colada. That's good, but you know what? I think I need to blend it a little more because it was getting stuck in my straw. That's really good. One thing I would definitely, I think I might use the coconut cream instead of the coconut milk, because it could be a tad still coconut-y for me. But still really good. So let's clean up and we'll wrap it up. So we're all cleaned up and ready for you to get cooking. I hope you enjoy this recipe. It's delicious, and just find that fun thing to do in the middle of the winter so you don't get those wintertime blues. Hey friends, let me know in the comments how you like this recipe, if you gave it a try and what you might change about it. And hey, I just want to give you a heads up. I am working on a dessert for this same get together. So if you haven't planned, um, so by time when you watch this, if you haven't already made this dish, you might want to stick around and keep watch when I release that video on a Hawaiian dessert. So one of the so I did some research, and I guess a dessert that's often uh, served for special occasions and gatherings, luau's, is a guava cake. And so I'm working on that. I did one, and I'm like, I have to tweak it a little bit, but I thought once I get that tweaked, maybe in the next couple of weeks, as soon as I can do it, I'll release that video. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, because then you'll catch all my latest videos. I do everyday meals, desserts, we do a lot of desserts, we do appetizers, soups, we do it all, breakfast, lunch, and we do a little bit of home decor here, mostly around seasonal home decor, you know, your special tablescapes for the different seasons, different holidays. And we just recently, of course, came off Christmas, and we did some videos on trimming the tree and then taking down the tree. So got a little bit of stuff. Really, it all features around back to home and things related to that. So if you're looking for something special, some way special to celebrate uh, your next special occasion, birthday party, you might want to try out this recipe or check out one of my other recipes. And I also want to make mention of a free resource that I have to you. I've made a ebook called 7 Steps to Hosting a Stress-Free Thanksgiving Dinner. And I put that together. If you're hosting, this is a great resource. Got a lot of tips and things that I do to help make it as stress-free as possible. And I know the holidays are over, but this is really great to apply to anytime you're hosting, some of the basic tips. Now, I'll have that I'll have that ebook available for a few weeks more. So if you want to get that, you'll just go to backtohomewithdoreen.com. I'll try to remember to pin that in the comments, and you can go ahead and still get that. That's free to you as my gift. So we're doing everything hosting and celebrating the family and friends with food and just a warm home. So anyway, I enjoyed doing this video. I enjoyed eating I already ate my teriyaki chicken, and I had leftovers, and it was really good. So, and of course the pina colada, that was always good too. So anyway, I enjoyed coming to you today, and hey, we'll see you next time.